Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red. I am your host, DG, and in today's episode, we are going to mosey our way on over to Pewter City. We're also going to pick up some new Pokemon on the way there. Yeah, I actually have a team kind of planned out in my head for this playthrough. It's not anything that's going to necessarily be like strategic whatsoever. I know that a lot of people have been, over the years, getting a lot better at playing Pokemon. They're putting a lot of strategy into their team and their EV training and IV training or whatever they're doing, but I know that people will reset the game or they'll just catch multiple Pokemon until they get something with like the nature and the stats that they want. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not gonna do that for this playthrough. Now, I might do that for my next Pokemon playthrough, but for Fire Red, nah. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with the Pokemon that to me look cool, if that makes sense. And I hope that's something that you guys can enjoy as well. Also, this episode has been quite heavily edited because there's a Pokemon that it took me over an hour to find, even with speeding the game up. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here right now. I know that I'm looking to battle my rival Gary, or we named him Elrac. But yeah, you'll see. I completely go the wrong way and then have to go all the way back just so we can battle him. It's been a while. But yeah, no, I actually had a funny story to kind of tell you guys about, and it's part of the reason why I wanted to explain to you guys, I'm not looking to do anything too heavily thought out or too technical with this team. The philosophy, should I say, with this team for this game is just going to be straight up meathead. Like we're not looking to play this tactical. We're not looking to make sure we have the perfect stats and like the perfect team build, and each Pokemon has got the perfect IVs and EVs and whatnot. No, today I have decided that for this series, our very, very first series on YouTube, we're going to play this as ignorantly as possible, and we're just going to go straight attack. Now, I know that may really hurt us in the end games, but just know it hurts me a lot more than it hurts you. But yeah, so right now we are using Bones. We got him last episode. He's pretty good, and I'm pretty sure we just completely wiped Elrac out with Bones. Yeah, we didn't even switch over to Mr. Buttburn, just Bones took care of it. But yeah, I figured I've already made the starter's nickname pretty stupid. Let's just throw all technique out the door. And to be honest, when it comes to this game, guys, I'm definitely not the technique kind of guy. So I'm thinking for my next series, after we finish this one, I might cover Emerald, either Emerald or Sapphire, Ruby. I'm thinking just something in the Hoenn region. I'm pretty sure it's the Hoenn region. Anyways, yeah, that's the whole goal, is to just play this game as ignorantly as possible. And we're just going to have a team of Pokemon that look cool. We're not going to worry too much about it. They're all going to have some pretty stupid nicknames anyways, and it's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful, and you guys might just get some laughs out of me getting very frustrated later on when having only attacking moves and whatnot just comes to really bite me in the tail, because I'm not going to think this one out at all. And I've made that kind of finalized when I named our starter Mr. Buttburn. In my own opinion. But yeah, so in Viridian Forest, we're actually going to get two Pokemon to start off. You might be thinking two. I can only think of one that you would want to get from here. Well, I want two different Pokemon from Viridian Forest. And I'm also going to teach you guys how to get through Viridian Forest, because it's one of those areas in the game that I struggled with as a kid. Now, this is actually going to be the first Pokemon that we're going to catch here. I'm pretty sure you guys thought I was going to get Caterpie so we could get Butterfree, which in a lot of cases is really, really, a good option to have, because he can definitely, Butterfree can put some status, what would you call it, like status ailments, or he can poison, sleep, and paralyze pretty much any Pokemon that, but we're not here for that. Remember, we are going for just all-out attack in this playthrough. Therefore, I want to get a Weedle and evolve him into Beedrill. I could get Kakuna and do the same thing, but I would much rather have Weedle because when I evolve him into Kakuna, at least Kakuna will know how to use Poison Sting. If you never caught a wild Kakuna before, basically the only thing that it does if you catch it in the wild is get hard. So, yeah, and I'm not even gonna say to pause. So, this guy took me about a good 30 minutes with speeding the game up to even find. And just, you know, so like we're gonna only scratch him, you know, and you gotta be kidding me, right? You gotta be kidding me. You've gotta be kidding me. So this was actually very well edited. I found this one in pretty much the same spot, but trust and believe me when I say this took about an extra 30 minutes in-game time to find another Pikachu. So for this one, we're just gonna use the Pokeball and we're just gonna chuck it at him. There we go. Just like that. It could have been so easy before. So easy. But yeah, this is actually gonna be our team for a nice little bit, just because I wanna be a bit more particular on what I make the last two, and I might even switch out I might switch out Bones at some point. I'm undecided. Like I said, I'm just going for Pokemon that are just gonna attack hard and look cool to me. But we're gonna name this guy something very fitting, very ignorant, something that's gonna really just flow with the vibe of this playthrough, guys. Ignorance is bliss, and wall outlets, they deserve forks in them. So, with that being said, we are going to save right here because I was not going to risk losing this Pikachu after I searched so long for him while speeding it up. Because remember, I'm playing on an emulator, guys, so I can just hold down the space bar and speed the game up. But yeah, so we're gonna heal up, and basically you guys are gonna, if you follow me, if you've never done this game before, this is how you get through Viridian Forest. I just healed up at the Pokemon Center, but here's a little story time. So I told you guys at the very start of this series that this was my very first Pokemon game ever. Now, I got this Pokemon game in 2006. It was made in 2004, and in 2006 I was 6 years old. All right, let's just put it out there. Now, the thing is with Mr. Jeez, I almost said with Mr. Buttburn because I was looking at the recording as I was speaking. But no, with this game, as I was saying, when I was a kid, man, I used to always like suck at Pokemon. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's probably like I know a little bit about using Pokemon stats and EVs and like natures and stuff, but I never really got into competitive play like that, which has caused like a lot of the gym leaders to give me some trouble. So to put it into perspective, I got this game when I was 6 years old, and I used to always get stuck in Mountain Moon. Like right after the first gym, I used to always get stuck in Mountain Moon. And I had a friend named Matthew who lived across the door, and he would always ask to borrow it, and I'd always ask his help to get me through Mount Moon, right? So I would let him borrow my Fire Red cartridge overnight because he lived right across the street from me. I let him borrow it overnight, and when I get it back the next day, I was absolutely shook because I had like 5 to 6 gym badges. Oh, and the game was restarted because I always loved Charmander growing up, but he would pick Bulbasaur. So he'd restart the game, pick Bulbasaur, and I didn't even know how he was saving it. I couldn't save the game. I was trying to save it, but I couldn't do it because I never knew how to delete his save file. Well, my mic died on me there, but we're back. Anyways, yeah, I didn't know how to overwrite his save file, right? So, yeah, I would have him do it for me. Well, like, I was really, really bad at Pokemon, basically. Like, I had friends at, like, the church that I went to as a kid growing up, and they all played Pokemon, and they would all do the same thing. Like, I would be pretty much, like, stuck with one gym badge, and they're facing the Elite Four, you know? Like, they're facing the Elite Four in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and then meanwhile, I'm still stuck in Mount Moon. Like, you guys don't understand, like, how much this affected my self-image growing up, but it really did. And so, as stupid as it sounds, like, yes, my self-image was a little bit affected by Pokemon. I was like, why can't I get this game? Why can't I get better at it? So anyways, later on in high school, I had a buddy that taught me how to put Fire Red on the emulator on the computers in the classroom, and Dude, when I tell you, like, things got so much easier now that I was, like, a little bit older. I could get through Mount Moon. So, what did I do? I ended up not playing it. I just didn't play it. And then, I want to say, like, several years later, like, as of, like, only a couple years ago, I got Fire Red on this computer, and I blew through the game in, like, 2 days. Right? Because I could just hit the space bar and I can speed up the game. I could speed up the whole grinding process. It was great. Now, the thing is I sped through the game except the Elite Four. I mean, the Elite Four were smacking me around, and it's more than likely due to the ignorant approach of, hey, let's just, oh wow, look, Weedle's evolving. It's more than likely just due to the ignorant approach of, hey, we're just going to attack. We're not going to worry about, like, Swords Dance or Water Sport or any of that kind of BS. No. The goal was just attack. And look at me now, though. Look at me now. We learned a lot from that. Because here I am, doing the exact same thing, only this time for the internet. Man, it's crazy how some things just kind of go around. But yeah, you know, with me not being historically the best player at this game, I just kind of figured, you know what? I like the game enough to be happy playing it because I still always come back. Why not just record myself? Because at that point, then I am actually kind of forced to complete these games. And yeah, it's a challenge that I am looking forward to. But basically, if you guys were following along, we are pretty much at the last trainer battle, and for Viridian Forest, we just go up this way, we run away from the Kakuna, and we are pretty much just about in Pewter City. This is a city where we're going to have our first gym battle against Brock, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I record the voiceovers for these after the fact, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to show you guys his gym. Yeah, his gym is right here. But yeah, this is about all for today's episode, guys. In the next episode, we're going to be taking on Brock. But I'm going to do some off-camera grinding. So if you guys enjoyed this episode and enjoy content like this, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see more of. And until next time, guys, peace.